awards for performance, awards for this, awards for that. I really want to talk about these awards, but there are some people on the current list of awardees that I respect so much, so I am constrained in talking about it. But it's important that we address this. And I'm happy that we are addressing this now. And I've seen the president's letter cautioning all appointees, public sector appointees, on awards. I'm sure that it wasn't long ago. And those of you who remember Dr. Yuen, the gentleman who went around dishing out silver plates, flags, and a number of other things to individuals on the basis that they have contributed something, and that has led to he recognizing them. Again, that issue is quite thorny because at some point some very renowned individuals also got caught in that web. And if you have been in this space and you have been in the public light, you may have at one point received an invitation or a letter inviting you to be awarded for something. Sometimes you yourself, you'll be wondering whether or not you really deserve that award. And sometimes you are wondering what is the basis of this. And I've received several of those. And as I heard some of our colleagues talk about it, many people have received such invitations. And I'm worried because it's become an African problem, perhaps a developing country problem, where many people, even when they haven't done much, are invited by some unscrupulous people to confer awards on them. Now, this issue is much bigger because it's not just awards for performance in a particular role. There are also issues of awards for academic degrees. Sometimes you get a letter that says, for X and Y contributions you have made to this industry or this area, we are inviting you to award you a PhD. And then the letter will indicate that you have to pay some money. So you see, we have gone from academic awards to awards for performance, the criteria for which we are not too sure. And like I said, in the past, people got caught in those things. I'm not too sure what exactly is the motivation, even for the people who invite and those who accept these awards, because sometimes it can be very clear that these awards are very fictitious. And like I said, there are several people on it that I respect so much, so I don't want to talk a lot about it. But I wanted to say that if you get any invitation that invites you to a particular award, number one, you should ask yourself the question, what have I done to deserve that award? Number two, you should find out who are these individuals behind the awards. Do they look like people who themselves understand the development of criteria for establishing awards, and what credibility do they have? Number three, if you were deserving of any award, must they ask you to pay money for you to receive the award? It wasn't long ago, the University of Ghana invited nominations for awards, and I got nominated by a number of people. And after going through the process, I hear out of 8 contestants for the awards for excellence in leadership, I emerged as the winner. And rather than ask me to pay money, the university didn't ask me to pay money. The university gave me a citation and a cash prize. So I wasn't the one paying the money. I actually received money. In fact, I was pleasantly surprised at how much money the university gave me for that award. And I thanked the Vice Chancellor and the people who did the review. And I was confident to receive that award because the criteria was very clear. The processes of review was very clear. And on the day of the award, it was spelled out clearly what we had done to merit the awards. And so I received an award also. But this time, from the University of Ghana, I have turned down many other invitations for awards from institutions and individuals whose background I consider very questionable. In the same way, don't get trapped in being invited to receive an academic award, because sometimes some of the institutions that actually give these awards are not themselves accredited to offer those awards. And this, penchant to go get awards can be very infectious. And I know exactly also what the issue is. When you are in a very competitive environment where everybody is trying to attract public attention, everybody is trying to show that they matter in the course of how things happen, you could get influenced by the invitation to come and take an award. And that can actually lead to your unmaking. Again, I love some of the people on that list, and I really, 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 really respect them. But this is becoming a major concern, not only in Ghana, but across the African continent. And if you are on social media, you can see this happening literally everywhere. So when the National Accreditation Authority came out to Ghana Tertiary Education Commission came out with a letter denouncing that awards of honorary doctorate degrees and other forms of degrees was not acceptable, and that people who were given such honors could not use them. People couldn't understand. In fact, just the past weekend, I had a banter with a number of very respected members of our society, and they couldn't understand why, if somebody was awarded with an honorary doctorate, they couldn't use the title doctor. And I said it was simple. It's because you didn't study for it. The process is very simple. If you want to get an honorary, if you want to get a PhD, go and study for it. It's very simple. All of us who have, it's almost like I wake up the next morning, and throughout my life, in my childhood, I've always wanted to be a lawyer. So now I can wake up the next morning and say, I am Esquire, Justice Baole Esquire. And then I go and get the gown, and I parade myself before the courts that I'm a lawyer. How can I do that? Or the next day I am in the hospital, with the doctor's coat and with the thing around their neck. I don't want to mention it and make mistakes and you laugh at me, so I'll mention it. The thing around their neck, and then I start touching people's, Kotogwe, to quote former president, may he so rest in peace, Rollins. So I start touching people's Kotogwe here. Why? So we live in a society where we respect credentials, we respect authority, we respect people who accomplish some things. And so if you want and you are really desirous of becoming, please, go and study for it. It was like, just like I said, maybe I wake up the next morning and I feel like being called a rich man. So I start calling myself, Dangote, or in Ghana, start saying that I'm a despite. Why? I don't have the kind of money they have. So I cannot call myself a billionaire or a millionaire because I don't have it. It's the same thing. So I didn't go looking for money. I went studying. So if I finish my studies and the small doctor they will call me, you go and get your money and you come and use your money to come and collect my doctor again. Why? This is just for a joke. But the more serious issues are that our society has to look very carefully at this. And I think that it is important that the president issued this statement. Because it's important to keep the public space sanitized, because this is also has a socialization effect. Young people who are looking up to us elders must know that they must accomplish something to deserve an honor, but that you cannot go pay and get an honor, which is something that has led to people wanting to even get certificates they didn't work for, or people want to get degrees they haven't worked for. Young people wanting to cheat in exams so they can get credentials they haven't worked for. This is the basis of ethics of a society. So please, if you are hearing me, the president has issued a statement, a directive, and I'm happy that has happened. Our brothers who got, unfortunately, sorry that you have become the scapegoats, but the rest of us can take lessons from it, not only for awards in this manner, performance awards, but also that academic awards and other forms of recognition that we haven't worked for. Let us not be in a hurry to get them. Yamitiasi, work to accomplish and get the title you deserve. If you want a PhD, enroll. I'm happy to be your supervisor, so you can go through the process, and then you can get a PhD title, and then you can be called doctor, or you can have your name Justice Baoli, PhD, or Dr. Justice Baoli. Thank you very much.